Okay. Apparently I'm live. I don't know about that. Let's. Whoop. Bit of a delay there. Just testing. Okay. It's good though, because I can test out the mic. Okay, that's a bit different. Yeah. All right, all my millions of fans out there. What do you think? Should the microphone be closer? Sound off in the comments. I've got fancy buttons here too. Check this out. Ooh, animated. Sound like okay. That's good. That's good. All right, ready? Here we go. Let's go. Welcome. See? All right. Let's see if I'm on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. That's why. That's why I'm getting the echo because I there's a slight So there's a slight delay. So that's what I looked like 5 seconds ago. It's like a time machine. Let's check the analytics quickly. See if anyone's actually watching. Whoops. No data. Oh, yeah. One concurrent viewers. I think that's probably me. Whoop. 6 p.m. I logged on. All right, that's good. Stream settings. If anyone has any tips or tricks, feel free to sound off. So I get set up. Oh, lost sound. Oh, there it is. Okay. I think that was just on my stream. I just turned it off. That's very old, that one. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so it's definitely better when I go full screen video looking at myself, even though it's delayed, because you can't see the white. Yeah, and I was scratching my yeah. So this is me figuring out. All right, laughing at myself now. There's a bit of a delay. All right, it's weird. This is space. This is Space Ghost perspective. All right, I might just shut that down and just go straight to the live stream and take it on faith that everything's going through okay. Okay, how are we doing out there today, everyone? It reminds me of that scene from Family Guy where Han Solo. It's like, how are you? Yeah, I've still got that welcome button popping up there. Let's take that down. Get rid of that. All right, there we go. Okay, according to my live viewers, I have 0, but that's all right. Let's keep going. I think someone's copyrighted the term "plow ahead," so I'm not gonna do that one. What I would like to talk about though is China. So there's been a lot of talk over the last 5-10 years. I think it started about 20 years ago. I reckon I probably saw a movie called Delocated. No, not Delocated. That's a totally different show. The Departed. Amazing movie made by Martin Scorsese. And in that, there's one line in there where he says, in about 15 years' time, we're going to be at war with China. And so these microprocessors are going to be critical then. And that's why Jack Nicholson's character really wants to sell these to the Chinese triads so they can eventually land in the hands of the PLA. So that was the first little hint that the USA and therefore Australia is almost definitely on a collision course with the war with China. And needless to say, when you have two superpowers of that size going head to head with each other, that would be a war that would be cataclysmic in scale. That would be absolutely unbelievably huge and devastating. Because just on sheer numbers alone, if you compare the size of the USA during World War II to the size of Europe during World War II, so Germany at war with the United States, at the time they were two massive countries, but still, United States didn't have many. I'll bring the statistics up right now. The population of the United States wasn't even that big back then. So let's have a look. Wartime. Okay, I'll just use my phone. That'll be easier. No one cares if I look at my phone. Got the shout out to Samsung S25 here. I think I'm allowed to use product placement. I haven't got a copyright strike. Maybe I will. Who knows? That's fine. Let's see. Wartime. I've also got the Amazon Alexa in the background over there, so I could use that. I don't know if I'll get copyright struck for that. Population of the United States. Okay, apparently we've just been joined by someone, I'm being told, using my powers of space magic. Someone's watching. All right, great. It's just they've hidden, so we've got a hacker. Who have we got in the background there? They prefer I didn't say. Okay, but I can say it is a good guy. Okay, that's good. They're on our side. Because fuck the enemy, right? Fuck them. So where was I? Yeah, where was I up to? I was talking about the wartime population of the United States during World War II. Wartime population of the United States during World War. Fun fact, that's where our viewer's from. Our lone viewer is from the United States, okay, but they prefer not to say who they are. No, it's not. Yeah, okay, yeah. Exactly. As if that cunt would tune in. He's too busy. He's too busy with his cancer of the prick. I poured it on my face. I was talking about his prick. Anyway, 134 million was the wartime population. So that's about half of what they've got now. That's less than half of what they've got now. And so that war against Japan and Germany, World War II population, was monstrous. And it leveled Europe. And so if you've got China, yeah, six. Wow, there you go. Okay, cool. It's a numbers game. That's number one. Germany's population was 69.3 million, approximately, according to AI Overview. So 68 million. That's a nation of 68 million people, and if you consider the amount of carnage that they wrought across the planet, when there was only 68 million of them, and China has like 1.5 billion people. So just on that. So if you just did the very simple maths on that, so like whatever that is, so 20 times the carnage, more than 20 times the carnage of fucking World War II, and 20 million people would die in World War II. Alexa, what's 20 times 20? 20 times 20 is 400. Yeah, so that's a lot of people to die, you know? That's a lot of people to die. So it's probably better that we avoid World War III. I think most people are agreed. Well, most people. We know not everyone, though. I just watched the trailer for Battlefield 6. And it was very contemporary, and it was very cinematic, and it was very exciting, and it really did make me want to play the game. I'm a big fan of the Battlefield series, but it did make me feel a little bit sick because I knew that deep down it's kind of a low-key advertisement for how cool and awesome fighting World War III would be. And who's going to pick up that video game? Young kids, especially young men. And what are young men most likely to want to run towards? Conflict. So it's felt like a giant marketing tool, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit off topic now because I'm talking about China. So China was like since forever, as long as I can remember, there's been talk of the next world war being fought between China and the United States of America, and obviously Australia, because of the ANZUS Treaty and for many other historical reasons, are a very very proud ally of the United States of America because we share democratic principles. We also share skin color. It's a little bit awkward, but it's true. We share a similar heritage, so both of our founding fathers, or at least the white founding fathers, came from England, and so we brought a lot of those values with us when we migrated to these continents, and so we've got a fairly close relationship. So it makes sense that we'd be kind of allied in this in the land of Asia where we're situated. And so it seems only natural that we'd want to fight that China and America would be on a collision course, especially with the fact that I'm just going to turn the heater down a little bit. Especially when you consider that China has been a totalitarian communist regime for however long, since the 50s, or even earlier than that. And America and Australia are both democracies. But if you actually kind of like break it down, how different are we really? And so I'm going to present a new hypothesis, which is that China actually doesn't want to fight with us. Because if you listen to some sources, some voices in the media, they'll tell you that China wants to stop at nothing for their great century of glory. This is Xi Jinping's evil plan to take over the world. He's going to invade Taiwan. That's going to break that first island chain, and that's going to be his foothold into the broader Pacific, where he's eventually going to invade, which he's going to launch his invasion of Australia, the top end of Australia. He's going to invade the northwest of Australia, around Broome. He's going to invade the west coast of the United States of America. The scenes that I just saw in Battlefield 6 were of fighting in New York, like real proper war fighting, like not skirmishes or anything like that, but proper full military war in New York City. But the thing is that using my powers of space magic, I actually reached out to China straight after I got out of jail. And for those, I'm sure the 2 viewers I've got now. Okay, great. We've got 2 on the line. Fantastic. Both from America. Do you guys know each other? No? Okay. Well, that's good. Both to say who they are. All right. That's smart. You're actually smart. So that's part of how I know you're the good guys, because you're smart. Bad guys are fucking stupid. It's so stupid. Yeah. Using my powers of space magic, I actually reached out to China because before I went into jail, my understanding was that I was in training for a war. I was going to be a soldier in a war against China. When China invaded Australia, I'd have to fight them. And the only reason I signed up for that was because it's like, well, obviously I'm an Australian. If someone invades Australia, I have to fight. Like, that simple. Especially if they're if they're going to come in and impose some kind of like weird social credit score, or try and re-educate me, herd us into re-education camps. Which again is ironic, because that's basically what the prison system in New South Wales has turned into. So when I got out of jail, it's like, well, are China really the villains here? Like, has anyone actually reached out and just straight up asked them, is this what you're actually planning to do? Like, I get that you hate us, like, fair enough, because we're pricks. All nations have all humans have rivalries at every level. So individual rivalries, if 2 people are living in a house together, they'll have a rivalry over who's in charge of what shelf on the fridge. I've got 3 viewers now. Okay, excellent. How are we? I've got a special button just for you, viewer number 3. Ready? Yeah. Look at that. See, that's conventional magic. 4 viewers. All right, I'm going to have to hit it again. And we've got being told we've got a 5th. Now we've finally got one from the UK. Also prefer not to say who they are. Okay, that's fine. Welcome, UK viewer. I was just talking about how China probably isn't actually that much of a threat as people think they are. especially here in the West. And so what I did was, because, according to Sun Tzu, who I'm pretty sure is Chinese, part of his philosophy is, and I don't have the exact quote, is like, you only fight when you need to. And so if you can avoid fighting altogether, you like, good. You've won the fight because you haven't lost anything. And if no one's specifically, if you're not defending yourself, if no one's actually attacking you, and you have nothing to gain from attacking them really, then you avoid fighting. And so I'd rather not have an enemy that size, 1.5 billion people. Fuck that. If I could rather just be friends with them, good. And then you can talk about it diplomatically. It's not like Hamas who invaded a music festival and shot up a bunch of people. Like, okay, that makes sense because you have to defend yourself against that. China have never done that to Australia. So we've got just as much blood on our hands as they do on yeah, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. We've got blood on our hands too. We're not angels. Everyone knows that. China aren't angels. Everyone knows that too. No one's really, except for actual angels, literal angels, none of us are really angels. So we can avoid fighting them. And whenever I ask, like, why are we fighting China? It's like, okay, I understand the logic there. It's like, okay, China are on their way to invade Australia, and we have to stop them. And I'm like, great, bang, logic, makes sense. But then once I'm languishing in jail and things just kept stretching out a little bit more and a little bit more, I was like, just a few more weeks. Yeah, we'll just adjourn your matter for another month. I started wondering, like, okay, so what's the imperative then? What's the rush? Why is it so important that I stay in jail? And not just me, but all these other young blokes. If China, if the invasion of China is, if China invading Australia is imminent, why are we languishing in jail? Why can't we wait outside of jail? Shouldn't we be training? Shouldn't we be getting weapons? And then it turns out, so as soon as I get out of jail, first thing I do, okay, obviously, I reached out using my powers of space magic, reached out to a few Chinese connections. And I just straight up asked them, like, is this actually your plan? Are you going to invade Australia? And they're like, no. Why the fuck would we do that? World War III would be a nightmare. We're afraid you're going to invade us. And I was like, well, it's probably fair enough. So that made me think, well, who the fuck's been spreading all these rumors? If China aren't planning to invade Australia, if China aren't planning on a war in the West and would prefer to avoid a war with the West, who's been saying that they're going to fucking invade Australia? And then it clicked. Those same pricks that put me in fucking jail, and me and like tens of thousands of other young men, not just in Australia, but around the world, in the UK, the Western world, yeah, Europe, France, the United States. It's them. And it's who's got the, like, you just have to ask yourself, who's got the investment in a World War III? Who's literally got a cash investment? Like, who has invested cash money into the possibility of a war against China? Who else? Fucking Raytheon. Raytheon and their goons, their weapons manufacturing goons. And it's exactly what Eisenhower warned us all against at the end of World War II. Don't like the military-industrial complex. They're just like a mindless consumption zombie machine. They just want to feed all these fucking human souls and bodies into a meat grinder of a war where no one really wins except these cunts who are manufacturing bullets, who are selling Patriot missile defense systems for $6 billion a piece. Each missile costs like, what, 10 million? I don't know. So if you follow the money, it's those wankers. And that's when I realized, like, the real enemy isn't China. We're not fighting an enemy that's, it's not state lines. It's not flags. We're not fighting a flag. We're not fighting a nation. We're fighting these cunts. We're fighting these pricks. And so far, they haven't found this stream. Okay, they're all too scared to join this stream, which is great. I think what I'm being told by my spooky connections is that we've got 20 people on the line. 20 people. And that's great. How many have we got from where? Sound off. We've got 11 Americans. We've got one Californian. We've got 7 people from the UK. Okay, so is that 2 left? Still got 20 people. 2 from France. Okay, great. And everyone, I'm being told, is not a prick. All right, excellent. Fantastic. That's great. That's just it warms your cockles your heart. Because if you're a real soldier, just going back to the last topic, if you're a real soldier, you don't want to fight. You know, fighting is the last resort. You have the skills and the fucking weaponry and the tactics to only use it if you actually need it. And that reminds me of, like, I had a small scale beef with karate. Like, not karate as a concept, like, cool, learn how to fight, whatever. But like karate, people who practice karate, because I said they were gay on Twitter or X, and they took it like, they got so upset about it. Why? Why are you so upset that some idiot with glasses saying karate is gay? Why is it so easy for me to get under your fucking skin? I would say that you failed at karate if it's that easy for your opponent to get under your skin. If Daniel Stun's there and it's like, he doesn't have to do the crane kick at all. He's like, you're gay. Karate's gay. And then, like, that's it. Fight's over. Yes, thank you, France. I've got a question coming through. Great. Here we go. All right. Hang on. With a special button just for this. Here we go. Let's do a bit of Q&A. Huh? All right. Question from France. Shoot. Question from France is very topical. It's one close to my heart, but it's actually quite probably closer to my stomach. This would be more accurate. That question is, what's in my fridge? And I'm glad you asked because I'm actually quite thirsty, so I'm just going to pop my headphones off for 1 second. It's human skulls. Oh. Spicy newspapers. But I'm actually staying in my sister's house at the moment. That's the wrong way. What flavor kombucha? Okay, let's have a look. It's a mixed berry flavor. Yeah, there you go. I got this Scotch glass for free because I'm actually still on a budget. I have just signed up for Patreon, by the way. I'll share the link on how you can donate there. Hopefully, some of you will be gutsy enough to donate to me directly. Real hard currency, cash money, because that's still something I need. If you want to... Oh, it's getting cold in here now. That's Mr. Tapscott coming at you live. There we go. There's a little bit of a small cell controversy here, where the other night I needed to stir the pot a little bit. And I wanted to see what type of reaction is fairly conservative in this area, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Let's just say they err on the side of the right, the far right. They're very white. They're very right. Very, very, very far white. Very, very, very far right, if you catch my meaning. So I wanted to stir the pot a little bit. And so I drank 3/4 of a bottle of scotch. And I went out the front of the house and just wearing nothing but a towel, and I walked down the street. And I pissed in someone's front yard. Yeah. Because that's the level of genius that I am. 10D chess. That's right. Thank you very much. UK. Yeah. I won't expose your identity. Your Majesty. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only joking. Definitely not a royal. It's a Cockney larrikin. Kombucha is very good. Thank you very much. So the end of the story is, yeah. So I did that. And the result was that, there was a family meeting called to talk about my drinking. and I just have to face the facts that I've got a bit of a drinking problem. The problem is I'm not allowed to drink here in my sister's house. That's the problem. Yeah, as much as I'd love to be drinking real alcohol right now, I can't for the minute, which I think is bullshit because, I've earned a beer. Come on, I went to jail. How do I know I'm not just talking to myself? Well, I guess I don't. But look, even if I am just talking to myself, who cares? Because if no one's watching me talk to myself, then it doesn't matter, does it? So it's a bit of a tree falling in the wood situation. Okay. I'm not going to reveal. I know you're not one of the weird hackers who can see my Google Maps. So that's why I can use this magic trick on you. Ready? You're from the UK. How did you know that? You're between the ages of 20 and 25. Okay, young man. Yeah. You are a man? Yes. Okay. No, we're not going to put your home address on the live stream. Are you from Kegworth, sir? Yeah. Okay. That's how I know. Will you tell me? Okay. That's my favorite one. It's like, I believe you exist. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I exist. Thanks. It was at the end of 2021. Well, that's when I got told. Well, indeed. Let's just say they weren't a human. More to be revealed. Let's see. I might need a few Patreon subscribers, I think, before I can reveal that type of information. Well, I'm still on Centrelink payments, so Centrelink is unemployment if you're not from Australia. All right, we got one Aussie. I won't reveal your I won't reveal your identity, sir. But you are a fellow content creator, and I respect that. Yeah, I wish you could get official too. Fuck, it's the most frustrating thing. Everyone has to tiptoe around me. No one can talk to me directly. Like, no one can just say, like, hey, you're that guy. You do these things. Everyone has to fucking do all this song and dance and shit. It's annoying. Yeah, I get it. No. Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to try and answer questions that I can sort of like talk about just so the rest of the audience understands as well, because we want to make sure that we're including our audience so that everyone watching understands what exactly is going on. Let's see if I've actually got any real comments on the YouTube. Nope. I don't have any, because I don't have any official viewers. I guess I've only got like spooky viewers. I don't know, I mean ghost spooky viewers. Yes, that was real. That was 100% legit. That was legit. I definitely saw that rock, and I decided to leave it there quite intentionally so that other people could come down and see it. Because if I see something like that, it's like, okay, like someone's put effort into that. A good friend of mine, very good friend of mine, and yes, more will be revealed when I have Patreon, when I'm not living in my fucking sister's room. I'll tell you all about it. Well, that's the key. Liquor. I need to get drunk. I'll tell you all the fucking secrets you want to know. But yes, what that question was referring to is the spooky rock that I saw at down near King's Beach. I'll bring that up on Twitter. Let's see if I can do that. Hang on, I might be able to just share my screen here. Present or invite. Extra camera, video file, image file, share screen. Here we go. Screen share. A good computer. Okay. Let's have a look. Select a tab to share. Okay. Everyone can see that. All right, great. So let's go. It's weird. It doesn't have a little picture-in-picture thing. Like even Microsoft Teams has a little picture-in-picture thing. Oh, now I've lost it over. Add to stage. Oh, there we go. Okay, great. Cool. Oh, they're right. It does work best on two screens. I don't have enough power here at the moment to plug it all in, but I think next time I stream, I'll do that. This spooky rock. Hang on. Now, this is very dear to my heart because bit of ambient beach sounds. It's very dear to my heart because you know who that looks exactly. Sorry, I spit up on the nose. There you go, zooming right out. That's the size of it, just to give you an idea of the scale. That's my foot there. That's my other foot. Saw that on the ground there. I decided to leave it there because you know it's that's taken a long time to make that. But the reason it's spooky is because it looks exactly like my good friend Aldous Harding. So I've got a side-by-side comparison here. So that's the face that I saw on a rock, which is legit. That's legitimate wear and tear on that rock. And then that's Aldous Harding. Yeah, it is fucking spooky. No. No, I mean, when you're me, you see fucking spooky shit all the time. Well, I guess it's for security, but I don't. Why don't you just join the actual YouTube? That's what I don't get. I mean, oh, let's go. Here we go. All right. Oh, hey, I'm back. There you go. So I've still got 0 viewers here. Live viewers. Live viewers. Hey. Stop sharing. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, no, that was legit. Yeah, no, I wanted to leave that rock there. Who is Aldous Harding to me? Uh, well, I'm a big fan of her, and she's a big fan of me, basically. Because I've always really liked her music, and then I kind of reached out to her, and it turns out that she really liked my work too, which was huge. I was really stoked to hear that because yeah, really respect that lady. She's very pretty, and not just very pretty, but very talented, very smart. She's got a whole other thing. Yeah. So that's why, yeah, I was like, awesome. And I'd been pumping her video clip Zoo Eyes on my X channel a lot because I think it's quite thematic. Like it's very on theme for what's happening right now in the world, like you know, with the revelations and all that. Um, and so yeah, uh, yeah. So and then when I went down to the beach that day, I saw the spooky space rock, and I thought I'd take a video, and it was good. It was perfectly timed because yeah, you know, people are like, oh yeah, cool. He just kind of walks around, I guess, but anyone could do that. What's so spooky about this guy in particular? And then you know, you see stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty spooky. Yeah. What's the spookiest thing that's ever happened? People being able to hear my thoughts. That's pretty spooky, and not just because I'm saying them, but like I've been sitting in bars and people are like, oh yeah, like, and just openly start talking to me about stuff that I'm thinking, and that's pretty spooky. Yeah. I reckon I've probably seen a couple like ghosts, but like full form apparitions. That's pretty spooky. I was in Kmart one time, and a girl walked past, and she had a face makeup on, like it, like the clown from It. She was a girl. She was a young girl, but she had that like. Let's see if I can bring it up. Let's have a look. Share screen. Don't show these tips again. Cool. go Google. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward. It's not like Teams. So I could probably just get Microsoft Teams, I guess. No, they don't do streaming. I'm being informed. Okay, well, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, like that. She had the makeup, the eye makeup, like that. Well, excuse me. I'm not a professional entertainer, am I? There you go. All right. Am I some kind of clown? Here to amuse you? Anyway, that's probably the spookiest thing I've seen. But you know, I see spooky shit all the time. I used to see ghosts in my room. Like I'd wake up and I'd see a spider run along the side of the wall and then go down behind the pillow. And I try and find it. Like I go, wow, there's a spider, and it just wasn't there. It'd just never be there. So that used to happen a lot pre end of 2021, which is when I had my spooky visit. Why is my name Mr Tapscott? I just spotted that. Anyone else spot that? Oh, that's embarrassing. See, it says Mr Tapscott up there. What does it say Mr Tapscott there? Edit name. There we go. Okay, well, shoot me a question then, smart guy. By the way, at any point, you can jump onto the live comments and start making some comments, and then everyone can see the questions. Yes, there are. Well, I can't go into too much detail just yet. Well, because people are fucking freaking out. It's just me. What are they going to do? Yeah. Yeah. The short answer is yes. Yes, there are more. There are more similar to me. We're all very different, though. Yes, that's true as well. The many comic book characters are based on me and my friends. Yeah. What's the nature of time? Time is like Matthew McConaughey said it best, I think, where he said time was a flat circle. That's true. Yep. Yeah. Yep. The question was, can I go back in time? The short answer again is yes. Like it's a little bit more complicated than just like I can't just do like a Doctor Who thing. Like I can't just get into a. It's not like getting into a car and going back, but I can do that. Yeah, and I can affect things in the past, so I can go back in time and do something, you know. But then it's like just like a record spinning. If I go back and if I drop the needle on a certain spot, then that stays there. So if I go back in time and put a like draw a picture of a fucking bird, draw a picture of a fucking bird on a cave wall, then that stays there. So it's like I go back and drop it, and then it stays on that timeline. Yeah. So it's hard to kind of tell because something it will have always been there, if you know what I mean. And so it's hard to see that I've just done it, if you know what I mean. So if I went back, like if I say like, all right now, I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to, I'm going to draw a moustache of the Mona Lisa. It won't seem like I've just done it because that moustache will have always been there, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. What's a good example? Alan, that's a bit dark. But that's a fantastic example. Well, let me. I'll come back to you with a PG-13 example, but there are many examples where we've done it. But okay, this is a real small scale one. But this is legit, and it might not seem legit, but this is legit. So, I locked myself out of my bedroom. One time, my bedroom at the time had a key lock, and then I remembered that And this one requires a little bit of faith. They all require a little bit of faith, but that's the nature of miraculous stuff. The question was I religious before? The answer to that is absolutely not. I never have been. But I'll answer this question first. So I locked myself out of my room, and I closed the door behind me, and I was sitting on the front steps. It's like, shit, I just locked myself out of my fucking house. Like, how am I supposed to get in there? And then I remembered, oh wait, the other night I opened that lock with just a screwdriver. So that lock was broken. And so what had happened was one of my good friends, Wink. This is the power of space magic. So at that moment, I'd locked myself out. I went back and fixed that lock so that I could open it with a screwdriver. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, but that's what I mean. It felt like it's always been like that, but it actually I'd gone back from that moment. My spooky space self had gone back and fixed it for me, so I could at that moment get back into the house. Yeah. Okay. So the question was I religious before? The answer is no, not at all. I was raised an atheist. I didn't read the Bible until I went to jail. Yeah. So compared to what though? Yes. The question was did I freak out? Was it weird? The answer is yes, but I mean, compared to what? What's not weird about the universe when you think about it? Electricity is weird. Have you seen how electricity works? The sun's weird. We're sitting on a bauble that's suspended in the middle of outer space. It's fucking weird, dude. Your body's weird. It just builds itself. That's weird. Right now, I'm projecting. Yes, exactly like my oldest son. Like my collate without deciding what's real or not. Yeah, that's weird. It's all weird. You're seeing me through light reflected, projected from a screen, and then shining into your eyeballs, which is then reconstituted into a pattern, which then your brain is doing in real time. That's fucking weird. The way you can hear me is because my voice is projecting, manipulating air to make sound waves. Just that on its own, fucking weird. But then you've got a receiver built into your brain again that can pick up vibrations in the air and take those microscopic vibrations that are in the air and reconstitute it all in your brain into language, and then just language on its own, because it's not coming through as just like taps or you're able to attach meaning to every little individual sound that I'm making. That's weird. Yeah, so I mean, compared to what? Yeah. So then weird shit started happening, and I'm like, well, is it much weirder than anything else that's going on? Not really. I don't know. Maybe. ESP, yeah. Yeah, we're just that. If you think about the senses, I just explained, it's sound, your sense of hearing is your ability to detect microscopic vibrations in air. Your sense of sight is your ability to take light, like photons or particles or waves or whatever, reconstitute it into an image in your brain, and then interpret that, just that light into meaning, and then draw meaning from that image. So adding another sense, it's five senses. Okay, 5 senses, I can handle that. 6 senses. Oh, I'm freaking out, man. So it's just no, there's more. So, yeah, cool. And everyone always, it's always been a mystery. Everyone's always asked that. It's what's the deal? Why are we, are we aliens? Are there aliens in the universe? No, there are no aliens, by the way. No, we're it. But that doesn't mean that the universe isn't there and we can't explore it. But no, we are the life in the universe, pretty much. Yeah. We could probably create some life in the universe, but for the minute, we are this is it. This one planet is it. Yeah, no aliens. No, aliens are just a little bit of space magic for you. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's do a crowd check. Show of hands. There we go. Okay, I'm being told we have only 25 people. Okay. All right, so they petered out a little bit there. Did we lose anyone? We only lost two. Okay, so two people joined and then left. Okay, that's great. A little bit of live space analytics. What's the breakdown? Okay, we've got 18 from the US, two from the UK, two from France, three from Australia. Does that add up? One from Zimbabwe? Really? Okay. That's the internet. I guess it is worldwide. Okay. Are you friend or foe, sir? Friend. Okay, great. Yeah. So, our Zimbabwean friend would actually doesn't mind being identified. That's great. He's a pastor. All right. I'll try and Google you. Let's have a look. It's weird. It's I can't form. I need it to be put in front of me basically. So if you put like a lineup of photos in front of me, if you put 5 photos in front of me, I can pick who you are. But to just get it out of nothing, like to form the word. So like, or same with names. Like if you put an array of names in front of me, I can pick which name you are. But I couldn't write that name down if that makes sense. Like I need to already know the words, and then I can sort of like go from there. But I can try and Zimbabwe Anglican Church. Okay, I'm just Googling Zimbabwe Anglican Church. Cathedral of St. Mary and All Saints. Isn't that a Catholic thing, a cathedral? Okay. I'm just looking at a big list of churches in Zimbabwe. This is very boring for everyone else. Look, I might come back to it, but I will find you. That sounds creepy. Like I can find out who you are, and then I can send you a real shout out. Yeah, but you are a. Do Anglicans have cardinals? Anglican cardinal. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. No, cardinals do not exist in Anglicanism. Uh, okay. Well, look, this is very boring for everyone else. That's the only thing. But thank you for joining. That is like I don't understand. Like, why don't I have like live viewers? So it's all for security. Okay. Boring. But no, thank you for joining. Do you have any questions specifically for me? Well, that's pretty broad. It feels exactly like being me, to be honest. Because nothing changed except I got really fucking poor. So that part sucked. Feels kind of shit sometimes. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just feels like me. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's it's just like it's I don't know. It's just kind of like finding out where your grandparents came from. It's like your grandpa, like you maybe you think your grandfather came from I don't know Ethiopia. Turns out he's actually from uh, you know another African Nigeria, and it's like oh okay, I'm still me, I guess, but like it doesn't change anything. You know what I mean? It's just the first thing that happened was that I lost my job, and so that kind of sucked because I went broke, and I don't like being broke, and I've been broke ever since, and it sucks. It really sucks. I hate it because it like takes the control out of my hands. Like now at the will of other people, and I really don't like that. I like being free. I like to have money in my pocket so I can pay my own rent, and then I can do whatever I want. Like so at the moment, I really want to have a drink. I really want to have a drink of scotch, but I can't because I'm in my sister's house and she's banned alcohol. So yes, I love scotch. Well, I drink all of it. Yes, yes. It's more than alright to drink alcohol. Why would I put it there? it wasn't all right to drink. Well, yeah, technically, yeah. Well, yeah, I did. Yeah. All right, 26 viewers. It's kombucha, the non-alcoholic equivalent. Yeah. Uh, shoot. I won't reveal your secret identity. Yes. Fuck oath, I miss Sydney. Yes. Well, yeah, I love Sydney. Loved it. Yeah. I had a terrible time in Melbourne. I hated it. Look, I don't want to throw any aspersions at any one particular, faith or denomination, but there are certain people of certain religious persuasions who kind of clash with me and my whole thing, and that's part of the broader conflict that we're actually fighting now. So the Romans, the Romans, what the Romans morphed into, which is like certain factions of a certain. Let's quite Simpsons. I know you love Simpsons, so let's call them the Roman something church. No, that's too obvious. The something Catholic church. Yeah, look, no, you can't paint. There are so many Catholics in the world. You can't paint them all, but with the same brush. Like, there are good. It's just like anything else. There are good Australians and bad Australians. But yeah, like, because okay, well, this is actually a good story. Here's some Bible studies for you all. 27. All right, another viewer. Where are you from, sir? No, you're not from Addis Ababa. Johannesburg. Okay, great. Are you a hater? No, big fan. All right, excellent. Thank you. I was just about to tell a Bible story. Would you like to hear a Bible story? Okay, so basically, this is the short version. Jesus Christ, like, there was the Old Testament, and the Old Testament is that's all make believe. That's just pure what's the word? Symbolism. Yeah, it's not literal. Like, it's not based on true. It's not based on a true story. Yeah, figurative. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, it's all figurative. Like, all the Old Testament is all figurative. That doesn't mean like you shouldn't take it seriously or whatever, and that doesn't mean that Jews are wrong. But the characters in the Old Testament aren't based on real people. They're all made up. And that's another story for another time. But that's, like, it's legit. The Old Testament is legit. Like, take it very seriously, because the lessons that are in that are still valid. It's still a very valid text, and it is still it's loosely based on true events, but that's a different story for a different time, because it gets a little bit complicated. Whereas the New Testament is 100% true. So Jesus Christ did exist. He did live. And he did walk around, and he did do everything that it says that he did in the New Testament. Like, all the things that are written about him doing in the New Testament, he actually did. He literally did that. He literally walked around. He literally performed miracles. He literally got nailed to a cross. He literally died. Like, the Romans killed him. He literally got stitched up by Judas. Like, all of that stuff actually happened. But then the Romans kind of saw, like, after he died and he ascended to heaven, which I'm being informed again also actually happened. Like, Virgin Mary, that's true. Yeah. Immaculate Conception, that's what actually happened. 28 viewers. Okay, fantastic. So after he literally ascended to heaven, the Roman, like, his legacy lived on, and he got more and more and more popular. Like, stories about him, it's like, who's that guy? Like, he died. Like, where is he? Like, he should come back. He was doing magic tricks and shit, and he was fucking awesome. He was cool. Like, everyone liked him. Everyone loved him. Because he, cool guy. And so, like, his followers, like, kept spreading the word. Like, all of that's true. Like, the apostles, like, going around, and the saints, and all of Jesus. Jesus' apostles spread the word about him, and told everyone what he did. There are enough witnesses, that, like, eyewitnesses, going like, no, I saw it. I was there. I saw the fish, man. I saw the fucking, it was water one minute, next minute's wine. Like, I'm not fucking joking. He was dead. He was on the cross. I'm not shitting you. And he was walking around. He's alive. Fucking mind blowing. There are enough people like that to spread the word around. And then so the story, his legend kind of grew. And then the Romans sort of saw that and went like, is there a way? I wonder if there's a way we can capitalize on this. And it's exactly like, it still happens today. It's exactly the same. So if you have like a rock star, it's like music, like Nirvana come out and they sing like Smells Like Teen Spirit. And grunge gets a scene, you know, and then everyone's making grunge. And it's like, yeah, cool. And then there's like always some sleazy corporate cunt in the background going like, how can I profit from this? And it's exactly the same. It was exactly the same. So the Romans jumped on board because they were the ones that killed him, and they were having their own troubles. Like, we need to control this populace in the Middle East. It's in the farthest reaches of our empire. How can we harness this power of this guy? So they got this guy. His name was Paul the Apostle. Total prick, fucking absolute fraud. And so they got him to cook up some horseshit story about how he was on the road to Damascus, and he was approached by God. God appeared to him, and what an idiot, right? So anyway, yeah, he made up this story. God appeared to him, said all this bullshit. It's like, okay, you've got a job to spread the word of Jesus Christ, and like he was saved and blah blah blah. And then he went around and he decided that he was like an apostle that Jesus never met or something, which is all bullshit. And that's basically his function. And so then you start seeing all the little morality traits get in there. So one of the things that sort of snuck its way into the Bible was always pay your taxes, because the people who God put authority figures there to rule as your God over you in his absence. So you should always pay your taxes and always do what authority figures tell you, because God gave them that authority to tell you what to do, which is total horseshit. It's really just like it's just another scheme. It's the same fight we're fighting to this very day. Yes, exactly. Nothing's changed. That's right, my friend from Sydney. Yeah, nothing's changed. It's the same shit. It's the same fight. That's exactly it. It's the same fucking fight. But yeah, here I am now. I'm going to take the fight to them. Like literally, it's not going to be an email war anymore. It's going to be like a real fight. Yeah. So Paul the Apostle was basically like, and he hijacked the story, and then ironically, and it makes total sense, but the Romans like ended up like, there's like, oh, it needs to look real. We need to persecute you, so that people don't think that you're full of shit. And so okay, and so they threw him in jail. It's like, yeah, because we're persecuting you. Wink. He's like, well, it kind of feels like you're really persecuting me, but like, I'll play along. And then once he was in there, they tortured him and executed him. It's like, it needs to look real. Like, you're committed to this, right? He's like, what? And they tortured him and burned him alive. Yeah, because they needed it to look real. So that's the type of fucking assholes we're dealing with, and that's why I hate them. So that kind of eventually became the Roman Catholic Church, and within that church, there are very good people, because they're just people. They're just trying to live their lives, and they just want a bit of guidance. They want to be part of something, and especially like, it's hard if you're in a town. It's just like a footy team. Like if you live in St Kilda, you're going to be under a lot of pressure to barrack for the Saints. You know, if you live in Geelong, you're going to be under a lot of pressure to barrack for Geelong Cats, because all of your friends and family are going to go for the Cats. And then if you're the guy that comes out and says like, I think I actually like Hawthorn, like you're going to get in trouble. So if you're just growing up and everyone in town is a Catholic, you're just going to want to kind of, and you just want to like get along. You just want to go to work and, raise your kids and do your thing. It's definitely easier not to fight the Catholic Church, because fuck them. And they're assholes too. They're pricks. They'll stitch you up. So within the Catholic faith, there are many, many, many beautiful people, because it's such a huge faith. But some of the things that the Catholic leadership have done are horrifying. And then, yeah, like there are billions of Catholics around the world. Oh, hang on, let me fact check that. What's the total number? Alexa, how many billions of Catholics are there?
According to an Alexa article contributor, there are about 1.375 billion Roman Catholics.
1.375 billion Roman Catholics. So within that, there are factions, and some of the factions are very bad and some of the factions are great. Because at the end of the day, they are still worshipping, Jesus Christ and the one true God and blah, 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 God the Father. you know, makes me feel a bit awkward, but that's me. Yeah, but yeah, in a sense, yes, yes, in a sense, I am Jesus Christ's father, but you know, yeah, not in a real literal human sense. Like I never literally banged the Virgin Mary back then. But more information on that. It's complicated. It's very complicated. Yeah. So in mythology, like, do we have any Hindus? No Hindus. Because like gods can like, and so like it's their son, like Zeus's son. It's not really his son. It's like it's some guy who was like, bringing up, like he was like gave, like, um Gaia, Mother Nature gave birth to these other gods, but gave birth wasn't really like it's not literally like she didn't literally get, some ejaculate, for JJ, and then, got knocked up, had a kid. It wasn't like that. All right, how many viewers we got? 32 now. All right, we're growing. Don't forget, at any point you'd like to give me a donation on Patreon. I don't know if I've set it up correctly, but me money now. Here we go. Just like a pro. Yeah. 33 viewers. Oh, great. That's our number of the week. Yes. Who was that? We got a Canadian. Great. Yes, numbers are a thing. Yeah, in that, like, yeah, they kind of, well, yeah, yes, they are a thing. They kind of have meaning, but it's sort of like words. Like the word "fuck" can mean so many different things in so many different contexts. So like, yeah, numbers are definitely a thing. So like there are codes and things like that. Kind of. Oh yeah, all of that. That's all. Yeah, all of the numbers in the Book of Revelations are codes. Yeah, they all mean very specific things. Yeah, so 144, 144,000. That doesn't mean like literally 144,000 people. I might do a separate video on that because it's very kind of like technical and nerdy, and it's not that easy to explain conversationally. But basically, it means the white death who are, yeah. So that's what I mean. So it just means like the good guys, the good fighters who are angry. That's what 144,000 means. So 0 is black. So black is angry. So 144,000. So 3 zeros. So they're pretty angry. You've got the 4-4. So 4 equals D equals death. So they're death dealers. So there are plenty of good people like that, like cop. Like a cop could be a death dealer. A soldier could be a death dealer. And they're a good guy. There are always good guys in any war. There's a good guy, and that's what we are fighting now. It is a war. And the one is white. So it's the white death dealers. So white is good guys. It's the good soldiers who are very angry. That's 144,000. So there's no cap. You could have like, I'm hoping like if we can get 6 billion, 144,000, that'd be amazing. Yeah, no, yeah, literally, yeah, definitely, yeah, absolutely. What's happening with against Hamas is I'm 100% on board for. Like what's happening to the civilians in Gaza, I'm not on board for. But yeah, fuck it. Like if you've got a terrorist, if you can just blast, kill them, good riddance. Fuck off. Like, yeah, bro. Like I'm not anti fighting. Definitely not. Have you read the Old Testament? Who's familiar with the Old Testament? About half. So we've got 34 now. About half of it. Like, so I only read the Old Testament recently, but all of the Old Testament is warfare. Almost all of it, like except for maybe like a bit of Genesis, and then the rest of it is just war. And that's what you have to do. Like if someone's trying to enslave you, yeah, fuck that. Like fight them. Like Nazis, if you're in the Soviet Union and Nazis are rolling over your border in tanks, shooting civilians dead, kill them, fuck them. Yes, fuck them. No tea parties. Yeah, take him out. Fucking take him out. Bondi Junction, shoot him. Some guy's running around stabbing people in Bondi Junction. Shoot him dead. Fuck it. Yeah, no question. That's it. Yeah. Well, it's the world, mate. Like, no, definitely not against death. God killed everyone. Everything that's ever died. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, this is the grown ups channel, unfortunately. Yeah. No, child. We tried that. We tried being nice. We tried the bedtime stories. We tried Jesus Christ. Didn't work, did it? So this is what you get. Yeah, you fucked around and you're finding out. Not you individually. No, it's like legitimate. Their slaves exist today. I want to free them. And it's not. We're not finding nations. We're finding fucking assholes. Um, yeah. Well, no. Like in the same sense. Like the question was, how do you justify killing? Well, in the same sense that we do now, like legally, there are many circumstances where it's perfectly legal to kill someone. Um, you just need to be authorized. That's the main thing. So a police officer can shoot someone dead if they're posing a threat to public safety. So just like the example I just used then. So Bondi Junction, there was a stabbing attack. What was that guy's name? Can't remember his name. But basically, yeah, Joel Couchy. That's it. Yeah. So Joel Couchy's running around at Bondi Junction stabbing people to death. He killed 6 people. Police officer steps on the scene, pulls her gun, points it at him, tells him to drop the knife. He runs at her like intending to stab her. She shoots him dead. Good. Bye bye, fuckwit. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's just like they gave her a medal. It's the same. It's and the example I was using on my X account was sorry, I'm still trying to get the heater exactly right. The example I used on my X account, which I think is the perfect illustration, is John Dillinger. So who remembers John Dillinger? Probably no one because it was in the 30s, but he was like a gangster from the 30s. Yeah, so Johnny Depp played him in the movies. Um, let me just Google that. Johnny Depp. Dillinger. Public Enemies. So Johnny Depp played him in Public Enemies. And spoilers, if anyone hasn't seen it. So John Dillinger was a bank robber. He robbed many banks, very prolific. But he was also a murderer. So he murdered a lot of people. He murdered cops. So people would turn up to try and stop him from robbing banks and he'd shoot them dead. His accomplices would be shot dead by police. So he would fire back. He'd kill prison guards. And so not just the people that he specifically killed personally, but his gang were responsible, like death sort of surrounded them. And so in the end, he was shot to death on a busy street coming out of the movies, and he was unarmed at the time. Like he was reaching, I think he managed to get his hand on his gun when someone shot him in the back of the head, and he died on the spot in a busy street. The person that shot him wasn't even a cop. The person that shot him was a deputized FBI officer. And so he was just a civilian who just was helping out the FBI. And he shot a man without warning, never said, put your hands up, never said, stop or I'll shoot, never said, drop your weapon. Just like, there he is, bang, like, and shot him dead. And then he was celebrated. Like he was a hero to these people. Because he got John Dillinger off the street, he was a threat to public safety. Like he was literally a public enemy. So in that circumstance, it's perfectly justifiable. Perfectly justifiable to use deadly force. Yeah, I am pro deadly force. Death penalty. Oh, I think maybe we need to talk about that at another time because that's sort of getting into the nitty gritty of like law. And while I'm a big fan of law, I'm not really 100% qualified to go really nitty gritty into law. I can definitely talk about it, and I'm down for anything that's legal. Like I'm law and order guy. Yeah, that's why I wear the blue hat, because it makes me look like a cop. I'm going to respect. The question was, "Am I a police officer?" I'm going to respectfully decline to answer that question because it's a real tricky one, and so I don't want to get liable on this channel. I can't answer that right now, but I will say that yeah, I'm on the side of law and order, basically. It's just technicalities, like yeah, like it's kind of the difference between a person who can fly a plane and a person who's a pilot, if that makes sense. So if we use that analogy, so the question was like, yeah, am I a cop? The answer is yeah, but I could definitely do cop stuff. I'm authorized to do cop stuff, but am I literally, can I claim publicly on this channel? Ooh, that's a bit of a grey area. And so just for now, I'm going to tactfully and politely decline to answer that. Who we got? 42 viewers. Oh, great. There you go. Meaning of life. Yeah. Death that's right. 43 viewers now. Well. If it isn't the old scallywag himself, Mr. Peeing in public. Yes. Sorry, I may have revealed your secret identity. All right. Do I drink? Yes, I fucking love to drink. Yes. Yeah. Oh man, come on. Like, even Jesus, like, yeah. See, that's what I mean. So this is what I mean. This is what the douchebags want you to think. They're like hijacked the Bible and said, like, you can't do this, you can't be gay, you can't drink, you can't get wasted, you can't do drugs, you can't swear. That's Jesus Christ never said anything like that. Jesus Christ went to weddings, like he partied, like he just walked around. He was just some guy walking around, like, hey, you should drink some wine, as long as you're not a dickhead. Do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. Okay, that's actually a great question. So that's actually from the Old Testament. Man should not lie with man as he lay with women. And it actually doesn't mean man shouldn't have sex with men. It doesn't say that at all. Because I think what people are sort of like taking that a little bit too literally. What it actually means is don't have a bunch of jail. Don't go to fucking jail. That's what it means. Don't live with men as though you were living the way you would live with a woman. So, if you're a gay guy, if you want to be gay, fucking go for it. Like wherever your penis is allowed to go, send it there. Do whatever you want. No one cares. That's fine, as long as everyone's on board with what you're doing. You're not raping anyone. It's fine. Yeah. But man not laying with man as though he lay with woman actually just means like don't live with a bunch of dudes if you're a dude. Because fuck that. That's no way to live. Yeah, don't go to jail. Like that's what jail's like. Like don't live in a big share house. Like don't live in a cult with like I was in jail. We had four blokes in a cell. And there were blokes in there who would like try and rationalize it to themselves. Like, oh no, it's all right. No, this is the way to go. It's like, dude, no. This is not a life. This is not a fucking life. This is not your home. It's jail's my home. It's not. It is not your home. Don't sleep in the same fucking room as another man that you don't know. Unless you absolutely have to. Like if you're a submariner, all right, fine. Like that's what you signed up for. But at some point, like even those guys get off the fucking boat and go home where they don't live like that. They either sleep in a room on their own or they sleep in a bed with their wives or their male lovers, and that's fine. Like man should not lay with men like he lay with women. That doesn't mean don't have sex with dudes. That doesn't mean that at all. Jesus never says like don't fuck dudes if you're a dude. You can fuck dudes. Just as long as everyone's on board with it, it's fine. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Well, exactly. That's yeah. I give people shit gay all the time, but that's different. There's a fantastic South Park episode about language, and it all comes down to the intent of the use. So yeah, like if I say like, yeah, that's so fucking gay, that doesn't mean like it's a homosexual man. It means something else. And the same way gay can mean happy and also homosexual. It means two different things. Fucking gay. It's just gay. Like, oh, what a fucking fag. It doesn't mean that guy sucks because he likes to bang dudes. All right, more people. 45 now. Someone shoot me here. Hang on. Maybe you need to see the little button. Here we go. Oh, hang on. We'll hit you with that one. Yeah, like and subscribe. Here's another one. Yeah. 46. What's our audience breakdown? Okay, we're starting to get a bit of snowball effect because now we're up to 49. Cold. Yeah, well, I don't know what you're expecting. Shining light. Here you go. Oh. Yeah. Something just fell off the lamp there. The question was, why can't I fly? Well, I'm still bound by. Like I said it. I used words that I actually really liked, which is I'm bound by laws of physics and state. Yeah. So the easiest way to describe it is I built a video game, and now I'm playing that game. And so, if you're going to build a game, if you've built the game where the main character can fly, then you can fly. But if you built it that the main character is some guy that walks around, then that's what you can do. So I'm still bound by the laws of physics. Thank you. Yep, 45. Getting a few grays there. The comment was, it wasn't actually a question, was I look good for my age, and I I take that as a compliment. Well, if I am, then it doesn't matter. I'm just getting some like. The question was, how do I know I'm not just talking to myself? I don't know. Just know. Well, it's just I don't know. How do you know if you're hungry? Yeah, you just get a vibe. How do you know if you need to go to the bathroom? Your body just sort of tells you. How do you know if you're cold? Yeah, so same. I just know. It's like I just get that vibe. It's like, oh shit, like this is happening. Yeah. 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 That's another thing I like to say. It's like that's the point of coming down to earth. The statement was, I'm very down to earth. Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's pretty easy to be humble when you. I'm in my fucking sister's bedroom. I'm quite poor, so it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to be humble. Yeah. Well. Yeah. 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 I don't want to go into too much detail, but I have set up a Patreon. So at any point, if you wish to sponsor Nick Tapscott with Taps content, be my fucking guest. And by that I mean patron. Any other topics? More morality questions. Okay, shoot. Is it okay to drink and do drugs? Yeah, absolutely. It's all there. Like, it's all there for a reason. Like I was just explaining, maybe you just joined us, and you did, and you're Alaskan. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's perfectly okay to drink and do drugs. I'll answer that next. So yeah, just let me finish this one. Yeah, alcohol and drugs are there for a reason. Like they were put there for a reason, and that's to be enjoyed. Like, yeah, like weed's natural. Mushrooms are natural, not poisonous ones. Like psilocybin mushrooms are natural. They're gifts from nature. Get into it. LSD, it's too perfect to kind of be a coincidence. Alcohol, but it's just like it's the same thing as like guns don't kill people, people kill people. Like same with cars. Like cars are fine, just don't be a dickhead about it. Like, how come drugs kill people then? Well, the human body still has limitations. Yeah, look, it's not a perfect science. Nature has like abnormalities and stuff. Statistically, like statistically they don't though. Like it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to die from No one overdoses on marijuana. No one overdoses on magic mushrooms. No one overdoses on LSD. People do drink themselves to death. It's pretty rare though, considering statistically like how many people drink. Like you can drink too much. You can die from drinking too much water. Yep, that's a 100% fact. That's true. Yeah, yeah. Damn it, I forgot. That was a really good question too. Anyway, yes, it is okay to drink and do drugs as long as you're not an idiot about it. I love drinking. I personally yeah, I could live off beer. My friend from the United States, who may or may have not been involved in the magazine business, will attest to the Scotsman's evolutionary trait of consuming large amounts of whiskey and being able to handle it. That's true. That's all legit. Yeah. Any more questions? Okay, we just hit the big 50. 51 now. I wish you would repeat that question because that was a cracker. Whoever asked me that one before, when I said I'd get back to it, because I really want to answer that one, but I can't remember. It just jumped out of my brain when I was answering the other one. What type of harassment do I receive? The regular, the regular kind. Just people following me around mostly. There's some weird energy weapons happening. Where they were like, I don't know, have you ever heard of Havana syndrome? You have? Okay, for anyone who isn't familiar with Havana syndrome is a thing that CIA agents were suffering where they'd be sitting in their hotel room or whatever. It started popping up in Havana, and this is all linked to the broader conspiracy of the chumps I've been fighting. I think they're hitting with something right now. Havana syndrome is basically like, yeah, they use some kind of like microwave weapon to lightly fry your brain, and it excites your certain parts of your brain in a painful way, and so you get ringing in your ears. You might get nausea or dizziness, and the one thing that I get, it manifests itself as being super sensitive to certain sounds, which sucks. So eating sounds like just drive you crazy. You might be really agitated, and I think what we figured out is that they know how to use mobile phone towers to project it. And so if you've got your phone on you, they know your rough position. And so what they can do is just sort of like target you with his energy weapon. So that happens to me quite a bit. My team have taken some pretty significant steps towards mitigating that. So we've got a lot of counter weaponry now that we can sort of use to stop that and even inflict that kind of punishment on the people who are doing it to us. So they do it to me. So I'm now equipped to do it back to them, which is great. It's a great feeling. They stop it. It works. Yes, eye for an eye. Yeah, that's legit. Yeah, that's 100% legit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I wouldn't recommend just a regular guy. Like if someone pokes you in the eye, that you poke them back. Like if someone runs over your dog, don't run over their dog. Like. But there needs to be balance. There needs to be justice, definitely. So anyway, that's some of the harassment I get. But eye for an eye is definitely legit. What else do I get? Just things not working properly constantly. Like they're trying to strangle the internet. Like I try and use Wi-Fi and it will subtly drop out. If I try and use a phone, like the video is slow, things like that, or stuff getting broken or stolen. That was a thing in jail. Like you'd get nail clippers and then like someone would steal it out of your cupboard. Contact poison, that's another one. So fart smells or whatever, like in certain places, itching powder in your bed, like feeding you certain things that make you sleepy or drowsy. Yeah, so just like low key or like images on television, like ad commercials and things like that are like really troubling. I saw one tonight actually, which was clearly designed as like not just specifically to target me, but to target everyone, like to make you feel like just uneasy. Yeah. Yep. Okay, we've still got 52 people. That's pretty good. Hour and 26 minutes into it. I might be get told to shut up pretty soon. 7:30. 53 people now. Got a New Yorker. One of the good New Yorkers. So the good news is that out of the 53 people on my stream right now, not one of you is a dickhead, which is great. Do I personally authorize the use of deadly force? Am I authorized to use it, or do I authorize it? Only if you're authorized. Only if you're actually authorized. Like it's not as hard as you think to get authorized. Excellent. So you're a proper New Yorker. If I personally can't authorize you, like I can't say like it's okay to do it. Like morally, I can. Like, and please, by all means, yes. If you need to, like as long as it's legal, just make sure that whatever you do is legal. Because deadly force is legal, especially in the United States. There are many laws there to protect the use of deadly force under the right circumstances. If you need to protect yourself and your life, then morally, I have absolutely no problem with that at all. And this is I'm just going to give a bit of a content warning here. So anyone who's a little bit, doesn't like the idea of blood might want to click off now. I'll give you a minute or two to do that. At 1 hour and 29 minutes, I'll start talking about the rough stuff. Yes, I love it. Yes. No music is off the table unless it's trash. Unless it's Metallica. Metallica are fucking shit. Good. I hope they do. I hope they fucking stop. They'll probably release 5 more albums now that I've just said that. All right, 10 seconds before we start talking about rough stuff. 2, 1, bingo. All right. Yeah, deadly force is fine. Yeah, morally, okay. Yeah, under the right circumstances, as long as it's legal. Murder is illegal. Killing is legal. In a theatre of war, as long as the rules of engagement are followed, that's why you're there. You're there to kill. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Law enforcement as well. Like if you're charged to protect innocent lives, if you need to use deadly force in the pursuit of your duties, then yeah, it's fine. It's perfectly legal. If you've got a crazy guy on a train platform about to, like, if you need to, like, about to set a bomb off, shoot him dead. Just do it. Well, as long as you're authorized. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. If just getting a content note from my lawyers. Okay, as long as you're authorized, like yes. If okay, like we'll keep it to the third person. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not telling you to shoot people dead. I'm saying in general, if you need to use deadly force, if law enforcement or the military need to use deadly force to save innocent lives, I'm 100% morally, unambiguously for it. Because they're adults. Like if they put themselves in that situation, if you're a school shooter, and like school shooters are a little bit of a grey area, but if you're a mass murderer, if you've turned up to a football match if you're the Vegas shooter, do you remember him? He set up a machine gun in one of the Las Vegas tower and was firing live machine gun rounds into a crowd to kill people. Shooting the use of deadly force there is perfectly justifiable, unambiguously justifiable. Yeah, and he's an adult. Like he made those decisions. He made the decisions that put him there. No one has time to like have an online debate, an email back and forward of let's talk about a tough topic today on Oprah. No one has time for that. If someone presents a clear and present danger, to quote the Tom Clancy novel title, do it. And because I think that's what a lot of these bad guys have been getting away with. And that's how they've been getting away with it, is they've been playing on our sympathies. When in reality, they're more than happy to use horrific violence to achieve their means, and their means is just making themselves rich. So, yeah, if you're a DEA agent and you need to fight cartels, deadly force is more than justified. Yeah, drone strikes. Yep, under the if you're saving lives by doing that, then absolutely. If you know where the leader of Hamas is hiding, and you can and you're Bibi Netanyahu, you can take him out with a drone strike. He's your enemy. He set himself up. Like he picked a fight. If you pick the fight, that's how the fight's going to end. One way or another. You're not there to play patty cake with each other. Yeah, so I'm 100% on the side of use of deadly force. It's a war. We're at war. Yeah, well, it's a non-traditional war, though. So the question was but we're not actually at war, like nation versus nation. That's true, but I watched Sicario the other night. Have you seen Sicario? Hands up. Who's seen Sicario? Out of the 57 viewers. Okay, 40 of you have seen Sicario. Okay, go and rewatch it. Because that illustrates it perfectly. Like the rules have changed. Like it's not. There was only a very small period of time where violence was not perfectly socially acceptable. Like it was part of life. Like right up until the end of the 1800s, and then it was even then it was on a major scale. It was really only profane in violence, extreme violence was only profane in civilized life only recently. But in Japan, it was perfectly legal, in the feudal era, for a samurai to kill someone on the street if they looked at them. And that was perfectly acceptable at the time. So I'm not saying that that's an example of something that's good. I'm just saying that that's an example. That's what the world used to be like. Look at Roman gladiators. That was perfectly acceptable to turn up to a stadium and watch people kill each other for sport, So, and I think there was a reason that humans have kind of evolved that way. There's an innate sense of violence in everyone. The real difference is, though, murder versus kill. So soldiers kill. If you're a soldier in a war, you're a killer. That's what you do. There's no way to sugarcoat it. If you're in the SAS, you're a killer. You're there to kill the enemy. If you're a US Marine, you're there to kill. You're there to kill the enemy. But you're not a murderer. Because if you're in the theatre of combat and they're shooting at you, they'll kill you. They're trying to kill you. So you have to kill them. That's not murder. That's killing. Murder is when it's like morally bankrupt. If it's someone defenseless, if you didn't need to do it, that's murder. If it's illegal. So it's a very long-winded way of answering the question. Do I authorize the use of deadly force? Morally, I'm on board. I'm on board with the use of deadly force. Legally, no, I can't do that because I'm an Australian citizen. So I can't tell someone anywhere to go like, it's fine, just do it. You won't get in trouble. But there are certain, like, if you need my moral say so to go and join the police force or join the military, go for it, please. Yeah. Especially if you're an African American. How many African Americans have we got on the line right now? We've got only 3. Okay, that's okay. But you 3, where are you from? I'm from New York, obviously. One from New York and 2 from Chicago. So please, by all means, if you're not already, and you're not, contact the FBI and tell them you want to become deputized because you would be very, very useful. Yeah, and they won't arrest you. Obviously, don't go there with your gun. Like, don't do anything illegal in front of them. But if you contact the FBI and tell them that you strongly suspect that acts of terror are being planned in your neighborhood and you wish to conduct a civilian investigation, you would like to be deputized, you can be deputized by the FBI pretty much on the spot. And then under the right circumstances, that would authorize you to use deadly force. Yeah. If you were being threatened by a firearm or you witness someone else threatening someone else with a firearm, you could use deadly force. Whether or not you can actually go out and just straight up assassinate someone, that's different. But yeah, like, please consult your the laws of your local jurisdiction before you embark on any extrajudicial killings. Yeah. Okay, we've still got the 53. Yep, 53. Okay, that's the magic number. Oh, space magic. How do I know how many people are on the line? Space magic. Well, if it's just me talking to myself, then it's a cheap night. What's the difference between space magic and conventional magic? Okay, that's a great question. At least when I say it, it's not a real thing. It's just something I was talking shit with someone. It's like, yeah, it's space magic and conventional magic. Yeah, so conventional magic is just like Michael Jordan. That's conventional magic. Like fucking sick baskets, Slayer, awesome guitar solo. That's conventional magic. It's like that's magic. That's fucking magic. Space magic is like ghosts and spooky things that can't be explained by conventional science. Yeah. So space magic is, like going back in time, like writing the Bible or psychic powers or ghosty stuff, spooky stuff. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Well, I'm doing it right now, I know. Yeah, I'll do the little thing for Q&A. Okay, so you want to see a magic trick? All right. Yeah, we can do some of that if you want. I'd like a volunteer from the audience of 59. We have 59. It's kind of hard because you can't. No, I guess I could do one individual, so I'm just going to do one individual. So I'm going to pick you in Nova Scotia. Actually, let's try this. Stop screen. Can everyone see that? Yeah. Okay, cool. A. All right, you've traveled a long way to get here. They don't actually live there. What are you in a tent or something? It's just shitty internet. How are you even online? A satellite link, Starlink or something? No. All right. Okay. So there you go. That's space magic. Yeah. For those who don't have the don't know what happened there. It's like I picked someone at random and then I located them. So we'll do someone else now. All right, you sir. Hey, Gary Cooper. I know him from The Sopranos. Okay, a lot of remote viewers. That's pretty cool. No, you are not Native American. I just showed you how I know. Yeah. Oh, this is thrilling. This must be thrilling viewing. Anyone else? An odd hush. Let's do this one again. I like this one. This is more space magic. Ooh, a couple of messages. Let's see who they're from. Hey there. All right. Thanks, Blanche. Blanche, you're on the line right now. Fantastic. Great to hear from you. I want to say Stephanie. Yeah, that's space magic. This is probably my favorite instance of space magic. So that's a rock that I saw at the beach. No. Yeah. All right. So that's some space magic. And then the reason it's spooky is because it looks exactly like that, which is a shot from this video. I think I have to share it. What's my relationship to Aldous Harding? It's very loud. There it is. Okay. Cool, huh?
The train to where the mother shell meets the sea.
All right. We can stop sharing that. What's my relationship to Aldous Harding? I'm a big fan of her work, and she's a big fan of my work. That's basically it. There's more to the story, which I won't go into right now. But yeah, yeah. So that's my relationship to Aldous Harding. I've been a fan of her music for ages, and then it wasn't until recently that I sort of reached out, and yeah, it turns out she's been a fan of my writing and my festival going, which is a medium apparently. So yeah, it was quite a nice surprise to know that she knew who I was. Yeah, I was quite flattered. But yeah, so we share. I'll just say this: we share a very profound mutual respect. For those unfamiliar with Aldous Harding, I strongly recommend you look her up because she's great artist, very versatile, done a lot of amazing work. Yeah. So that's yeah. Okay, crow's nest. Yes. Yep. Figured you out. Ooh, straight out of the bottle. I know. How uncouth. I'll do it in my Scotch glass instead. Anything you like. The question was, can I ask you anything? And the answer is yes. You can ask me anything. What's off limits? I don't know, man. I mean, I'll tell you. There's probably nothing really because everyone knows everything everywhere. I've been prodded so many times. Been under surveillance and under scrutiny for years now. There really isn't that much that everyone doesn't know. So, what's under the hat? All right, that's something I can answer. I'll show you. Yeah, I'm still pretending I'm not bald. Managed to pull it off. Okay. Yeah. The question was, do I have a girlfriend? Yes, but that's something I can't like. I'm not offended. They asked that. I just can't go into too much detail about it, just because of security reasons, basically. Yeah. No, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. No, she's very lovely. Yeah. I can't go into too much detail, but yeah, she is. Yeah, she's lovely. Well, yeah. 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 Eventually. Yeah, definitely. But it's just a bit. I'm gonna have a kid when in jail. You know, like I guess a lot of other prisoners have kids while they're in jail, but I never got around to it. Like, and then I was in jail, and it was just like, oh, yeah. By the way, you're unemployed now. By the way, you're homeless now. By the way, you're in jail now. It's like, well, when am I supposed to have a fucking kid in between all that? So I'm not anti-kid. It's anti other people's kids. I'm anti annoying kids. I don't know. Yeah, no, no, not really. No. I mean, yeah. I just don't have time. Like the question was, do I like kids? And I'm like, I don't not like them. But it's like dogs. Like I know they're not dogs, but you know, like yeah, well, of course I like dogs. Do I want to dog sit everyone's dog? No, absolutely not. Do I want a million dogs running around me constantly while I'm trying to while I'm dodging death threats from the fucking drug cartels? Absolutely not. No. I don't want kids hanging around me while I'm getting this many death threats. I'll get blown up. How many death threats do I get in a day? How many did I get today? Let's go to the scoreboard. Only 3 today. I only had 3 death threats today. But the total amount of death threats that I've had in my life are in the millions. So that depends on how you would define a death threat. But if you define a death threat as someone saying with the degree of seriousness that they wanted to kill me and were planning to, like even if it's like, I'm going to fucking kill that guy, I consider that to be a death threat. Even if it's just like they're just having a few beers. It's like, I should fucking just kill him. He's a dickhead. I'm going to kill him. That's a death threat. So if you define that as a death threat, I would say that's about, in the millions. Millions, yeah. The question again was, how do I know I'm not just talking to myself? Well, the way I look at it is, if I am, it's a cheap night. If I'm not, I'm pretty sure I'm not. Then cool, it's not going to waste. But in the same way that, well, it's a sense, like, I mean, like the example I used before, I think you've just joined us. Okay, we're right now up to over 65 people. Okay, cool. I am going to cut the feed at 2 hours, just for the sake of my housemates, because they don't want to hear me yammering in the next room. Yeah, the example I used before is like, how do you know if you're hungry? How do you know if you're cold? How do you know if you need to go to the bathroom? Same, like you just kind of know, like you get that, and so that's how I know. Hang on. How do I know that I know that I know? I don't. How do you know that you're hungry? Like, yeah, well, exactly. So you just know that you're hungry. You know it's your stomach doing it. You don't know the actual fucking like mechanics of it. You don't know the actual nitty gritty of how it's literally happening. That doesn't mean it's not happening. Just because you don't know, you can't explain like the hormones and the signals to your brain and whatnot. It is happening. Yes, I was born this way. Yeah. No, definitely got stronger. Yeah. Always like kind of like a puberty, I guess. So the question was like, did my space magic powers? Have I always had my space magic powers? And did they kind of get stronger? Did someone give them to me? Yes and no. No and yes. That's a really like. The only reason I'm going to decline to answer that is just because it's super, super complicated. Yeah. Well, like exactly like Jesus. Like he was like in his third, like he was born, and it was like, well, he's like, okay, angels are coming down and going like, that's the king, that's the king. I'll get to that one. And then not much happened to him for 33 years, and then he kind of like stuff started happening. Same kind of deal. So stuff started happening to me. I didn't realize it was like spooky space magic or whatever until like end of 2021. That's where I kind of got told, and then that's when like the real weird shit started happening. I just flipped a spring. That's what happened. Yeah, it fell off the light. Oh, you can't see it, but yeah, this is my lamp. Do angels exist? Yes, they do. Yep. Well, again, that's pretty complicated. But if they don't tell you that they're an angel, it means they probably don't want you to know they're an angel. But yes, they walk among us. Yeah, they're out there. No, not in the traditional sense. No. They just look like regular people. How do you know that? How do I know they're an angel? Well, it's kind of like an uncanny valley type thing. I can just sort of sell. I can just sort of tell. Yeah. Well, it's sort of the same way that you recognize anyone. Like, how do you recognize? Um, you just kind of got that innate sense. Like how do you recognize your best mate when you see them? Like you see them and you kind of like there are certain little triggers and stuff. So okay, that's them. It's almost like a dog like has a sense of smell. Like they can tell someone from their smell. It's almost like that, but like another sense. Where it's like okay, that's yeah. I just know. Yeah. Um. No, not really anymore. At the start, I did. Yeah. At the start, I was a bit slower, but as I've kind of like grown up and gotten older, I'm really fast at it now, so I can just kind of know straight away. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, the main thing for me is that I can kind of, I can be fed information, and so that's the thing. It's not just me walking around; it's actually a team. So if you imagine that I had a headset, it's exactly like that. Like a guy, like again in Sicario, that final scene where he's in the house, and there's someone going like, "Okay, you got a bad guy up to the left." Same kind of deal. So when I walk around, I kind of get fed information, but I'm doing it via space magic, not via headset. Yeah, I can take all that information. So all that information that's being fed into like satellites and whatnot, I can access that. Or my team can access that, and then they just give it to me, and then I use it. Okay, we'll do it then. It's not that spooky. Go for it. No one's stopping you. Well, it's the real timeness of it though, and it's the fact that I can sort of like smell someone out. That's the real difference. Like, because I can't be fooled, and that's actually like a pretty sought after trait. Yeah, I can tell straight away if someone's. Yeah, yes, I can. The question was, can I tell if someone's lying? The answer is yes. I'm going to extend this for another half an hour just because we're getting away with it, and I feel like we've got a good flow going on. Can I locate anyone? Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm being told. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the next step. Yeah. Well, I'm on a. I've got a very committed team, and so they've scheduled things out for me, and so I'm just kind of like going with the flow. So I'm sort of like a like a yeah, I'm kind of like a lawyer or something, or a doctor with that's been scheduled. It's like, okay, your next appointment's at 3 o'clock. You're going to see Mr. Johnson, and you're going to talk about his brain thing. And so that's sort of what my life is like. So it's like, right now we're going here. Just be prepared. We're doing this now. And so it's kind of all been mapped out. I'm not necessarily across all the plans, just for the sake of security. It's way better for me not to know what the next steps are. But I just sort of, I get told, it's like, all right, get ready to move, like prepare yourself. We're going to go somewhere else, or we're going to do a thing. And then that's sort of how I know. But yes, there is a plan to get me out of my sister's spare bedroom, which would be highly appreciated because I've been really broke for a long time now. Why don't I get a job? Because I'm doing my job basically. Uh, like I've got to use a nerdy religious term. I've got a mission. Yeah, yeah. It just doesn't pay in the conventional sense. So it's not like I perform a task and then get a regular paycheck or anything like that. I get looked at like I make sure like my stipulations are like I don't mind. It's just like a soldier. Like a soldier in the field. You know, they're not getting cash drops. Like they're not getting like if you're in the desert of Afghanistan, you're not getting like a helicopter dropping bundles of cash on you when you're out there. You're in the field, and then it's sort of like, look, we've got to go move. we got to go move to this other location, and then like if you have to sleep in a cave, you sleep in a cave. You have to sleep in your sister's bedroom, you sleep in your sister's bedroom. I just kind of get like, and you kind of scrounge what you can along the way. Like I do have access to some funds, like I can eat regularly, don't have to pay for that. I'm sleeping in a bed, like I've got a roof over my head, and so just like a soldier, that's good enough because like as long as I can keep moving towards my goal, which is to win, to rid the world of slavery and tyranny, then great, that's fine, that's enough for me. Yes, that is my goal: rid the world of slavery and tyranny. Yeah, but the question was, is my goal to save all sinners? Yeah, kind of. Not in the sense that Jesus Christ would do it. Not in the sense that I'm going to go around and like I'm going to put like some holy water on your head and then suddenly you're all forgiven and you go to heaven and you float up through a cloud. It's more like I'm here to more like Rex Banner, The Simpsons. Just I'm here to clean this town up. Yeah. So I'm not necessarily here to save you if you're really bad. Like if you're a fentanyl dealer, I'm not here to save you. I'm here to stop you. Like, yeah, which is ironic because a lot of those drug dealers like pray a lot. And it's not working. It's not going to work because I'm going to say, it's like, look at all the kids you've killed. No, you're going to jail. Like, yeah. And drinking kombucha. I should get a sponsorship deal. It's kind of up to like I'm being a little bit staunch there. Maybe it's not the best for me. I'm going to have to start marketing myself. But I've kind of been staunch, which is like, hey, if you want me to market for you, you got to approach me. But it's not. So we're going to start being more overt with my begging for money, I think. Yeah. Please. Yeah, I do have a Patreon. I just set it up, so I'm not sure if it's actually active or I've done it right or anything or what. But anyway. Look. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're going to push it out to 2.5 hours. What did I have for dinner? I had spaghetti bolognese. Yep, my brother-in-law cooked it. It was good. What are my plans for tomorrow? More of this, pretty much. I need to get this stuff set up. Like, I really need to monetize myself. And then so day to day, what I do is I just make sure that I'm plugged into an information source at all times. So I spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos and educating myself about all the bad guys in the world and what they're doing. And outside of that, I do stuff around town. So I make sure that I go walking every day. I like to do my chin-ups and stuff, keep physically active. Play video games whenever I need to let my brain defrag a little bit. That's what I do. The good news is that I'm pretty much set up now. Like I've got my stuff. Like so, I didn't have a computer when I got out of jail, so now I've got my phones. I've got my my clothes. Like I've got like a wardrobe. I'm going to try and add some more. I've got my podcasting set up, so I've got my mic here, as you can see. There you go. Shout out to Laser Brand, they do good work. Got my headphones. Got my wristwatch, which is cool. So I don't have to spend so much time setting myself up. So now I'm kind of like doing a little bit of stuff around town. I do still have to do like a lot of. I can't go into too much detail about this, not because I don't want to, just because it's for security purposes. I can't go into too much detail about this type of stuff, but I do a lot of very practical security work. And I don't just mean like security guard work, like at the mall or whatever, but trying to counter. There are a lot of bad guys in the world, and so I do a fair amount of work to actually like very practical work, like sort of tracking people down and going to certain organisations and asking tough questions. Okay, I've got a green light to talk about that. Yeah, so tracking people down, asking people tough questions. It's like, so in 1989, did your friend maybe not come home from a holiday that you were on together? Like things like that. Um, a lot of counter e-warfare, because there's a lot of e-warfare going on at the moment. There are a lot of shady actors and bad actors in the electronic space, in the internet space. So I'm doing a lot of work to sort of like counter those nerds with the help of some not with some agencies who aren't really that secret, but I'm not going to name them anyway, just for security purposes. So I've been working with them, and the good thing about that is I can work globally from here because it's the internet. So anything the internet touches, it's like that line from The Lion King. Anything the internet touches is yours. Anything the internet touches here, so in Victor Harbor, I can have global implications. So, for example, there's a public Wi-Fi, and everyone knows how dodgy public Wi-Fi is. It was on the news yesterday. It's like people, or even this morning, on the news this morning, they were talking about like people have lost money because they've logged in to they've done their banking on their phone on a public Wi-Fi connection, and their hackers have got in and like stolen their details and then stolen their PIN number or their account details and got money out of their accounts. And so one of the things that I've been doing is going around to these public Wi-Fi's, which are dodgy, and then connecting like a very specific type of phone to that internet connection, and then that specific type of phone, what that does is that allows a team who are offshore. They're counter hackers, basically. So they can go onto that public Wi-Fi. If I connect this special phone, which isn't magic, it's not space magic at all. There's nothing magic about this. I can connect that phone to a public Wi-Fi connection, and then these good guy hackers, these white hats, can go onto that public Wi-Fi and they can see what all the bad guys have been doing, and then they can hunt them down and stop them in a cyber sense. So they can like counter them. So they can counter hack them. So I've been doing a lot of that. And some of them have been extremely effective. So if I've gone, there's one that I did at a major multinational corporation, which has an office frontage in Victor Harbor, South Australia. I'm not going to name the company for liability purposes, but I've connected my phone, my special phone, to their public Wi-Fi, which is freely available, and there's nothing illegal about doing this. And then because of that, they've managed to get into that network from Victor Harbor and then hack bad guys who are operating out of the Northern Hemisphere, out of Europe, Eastern Europe, via this network. So they've gotten into the local network in Victor Harbor. From there, they've jumped into the international network. From there, they've jumped offshore. From there, they've tracked it down. It's like, where are these hackers coming from? And they found them in Eastern Europe. And so I still do a lot of that stuff day to day. So I'll probably have to do a bit more of that tomorrow. So yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Yeah. No, definitely not. I'm not, for security purposes, I can't drink publicly. So I can't go to the pub, which sucks because I love the pub. Can't really, just sort of like, it's very challenging for me to just go and shoot the shit with people these days. I just go to the pub and have a beer because, yeah, there's some characters out there. Let's just put it that way. So I'll probably just do what I do every day, which is, I'll get up. I watch the news in the morning, see what happens overnight, see what's happened overnight. Okay, if we're still going after 2.5 hours and no one's stopped me, I'll try and keep going. I'm just conscious I don't want to keep my little sister awake in the next room because she goes to bed early. The question was, what am I going to do tomorrow? And then I'll probably watch some streaming. So I watch a lot of YouTube. And that's how I get a lot of my information about the world. I'm particularly focusing on drug cartels at the moment, like watching a lot of YouTube videos about international drug dealing and things like that, because there are a lot of shady actors in that space. And then I'll make sure that I get out for a walk. I don't have any money at the moment, so whatever. I'll probably just buy a can of energy drink and I'll drink that, and then I'll do some chin-ups. just to keep kind of active. And then, I don't know, make myself some lunch, have a nap, do something like this. So today, what I focused on today was getting the setup. So this is my first video today. So that's like a little bit of progress. Yeah. So at least now, like I feel like I'm progressing up. So yeah, I'm going out of the hole and not going towards jail and going away from jail, which is nice, refreshing. The question was, you could get a job. You could get any job. Well, could I though? Yeah, I'll see how I go. A lot of people don't want the heat, and yeah, like I need to. It's complicated. It's very complicated because like people can get targeted. For working with me, they can get targeted, and so it's like it's not just my security that's an issue; it's their security as well. And so if I go and work for the wrong people, and then they've got a vulnerable family member somewhere, yeah. So it's we're working on it. Don't worry. Yeah, no pun intended. Yeah, I've been assured that I will be employed soon with and earning real hard currency, which would be nice because that's one thing that my space magic powers doesn't extend to is magically making money appear, unfortunately. The question was, how do I feel about money? Great. I love money. Because, I mean, who wants to fucking... No, I don't want to have to milk a cow to get my haircut. Like, you know, I don't want to fucking barter this. I don't want to run a farm. I don't want to make my own butter. No one does. I mean, if you're a dairy farmer, cool, that's your thing. But, like, it makes more sense. Like, I don't want to go and... I want to pay cash for my haircut. Like, I don't want to cut my own hair. I don't want to barter. Like, I don't want to trade the guy like a pole for a fucking haircut. I just want to pay money. Yeah. There's a great amount of freedom in money. Greed, that's the problem. It's when you're a greedy prick about it. That's the problem. But the actual concept of money, like, here's a token that you can swap for an item of value that has an intrinsic. Here's an intrinsic value imbued in this like note. Yeah, great. It's just when it's like greedy and wasteful, like that's the problem. If you put money above human lives, then yeah, that's what I have a problem with. If you're enslaved someone, that's what I have a problem with. But having money, there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you're a billionaire because you're a pharmaceutical company that's been selling opioids that's got people hooked and addicted, that's bad. Like you're an asshole. But you know, like if you've made a good product, it's done pretty well. What if you're a winemaker? You know, you made Penfolds Grange, and now it's really popular and it's selling well. You should be allowed to drive a Ferrari. Why not? Ferraris are great. Yeah. So yeah, just don't be an asshole. It's pretty simple. You want to see? Okay, you want to see me without my glasses? All right. It's just you can see me without my glasses, but I can't see you. That's the only thing. There you go. No, I haven't always needed glasses. I feel like I'm looking a little wide now. Like they're like pointing different directions or something. The question was, have I always needed glasses? The answer is no. It's only recently became long-sighted, so which basically means like I can't read a screen. So I can't read a mobile screen without glasses, and because like you know, and it started out it was just I just wear them for office work for reading and stuff, but then over time I realized that I needed it for everything because it's just like anything with a pattern. So like if I'm looking at carpet without my glasses on, it'll give me a headache because I'm constantly trying to focus and I can't do it. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, yes. More kombucha. Yes. Question was, would I love to have a beer right now? The answer is yes. I would love to have a beer. But unfortunately, my sister banned the consumption of alcohol in the house because I caused too much of a ruckus. Yeah, it was very intentional. yeah, I wanted to cause a reaction in the local neighborhood because I wanted to see. Yeah, we've had some disturbing reports of disturbing things happening in this local area, and so to kind of like uh, to stir the pot a little bit, we wanted to see like who would kind of react and how they'd react if I did something a bit left of field. So, now, but green light, I can talk about this. Cool. So I got pretty drunk, and then I walked out the front of the house in wearing nothing but a towel. And I live in like it's a block of 3 unit, like little units, so little houses. It's got a really long driveway, and then out. And so I walked out of that, and we live at the back one. So I walked out of the back one with nothing but a towel on. Walked all the way to the. I'm going to wrap it up in 15 minutes. Walked all the way to the onto the street, and then peed in someone's front yard, and then walked all the way back. And then it was sort of like I did that as a dye pack experiment because I wanted to see like how the gossip would kind of like light up. And we did that like, and it wasn't just me that sort of like thought about, but it was an experiment. And I did that specific action so we could trace that. So we see like, okay, wearing a towel and peed in someone's front yard. So those 2 key facts. It's not just like vague things. Oh, he was wearing a shirt and walking around, which could have been anyone at any time. It could have been me at any time. But it was those 2 specific things. It was like wearing a towel, peed in someone's yard. And then from there, we saw the whole network light up like a Christmas tree. And that was very intentional for those reasons. But my little sister kind of freaked out because she's not used to this type of thinking. And I told them why I did it. They're like, why were you drunk doing that? And I was like, well, because of that. Like, you've got a network here. I wanted to see this network. I want to see like who's saying what to who, how long it takes the information to get there. Are they picking up the phone immediately? Like, because it happened at 2 a.m. Was the phone ringing at 2:05, or was it until the next morning? And so we had a team monitoring the traffic, monitoring all the different channels. Like, was it electronic? Was it word of mouth? Did they go knock on each other's doors? And yeah, and it worked because we caught a huge amount of traffic, and we managed to measure the spread, how it was being shipped around, who it went to, what they sort of said, and it did. We did catch some very serious crimes as a result on listening devices. So people saying, "Oh, we should kill him." Like he's walking around a towel, peeing at people's yards. We should kill him. I was like, oh, okay. What type of psycho murderers do we have? Yeah. So that's sort of that was why I did that. And as a result, yet again, I took one for the team, and now I can't drink because my sister said, all right, we're having a family meeting. Your antics are too much, and you can't drink. And it's like, all right, fine. So yeah, it's just easier for me not to drink. As much as I would love to have a drink. You can see up there, I've got half a bottle of scotch and half a bottle of red wine. It's calling to me. I'd love to get stuck into it, but I can't. Yeah, well, it's not drinking on camera that's the problem. It's just they'll know. They'll be able to smell it in the room, and then this is a little bit of a political sore point. And it's not even really about the drinking. It's just like that. My sister has said, "I don't want you doing action under my roof," and so if I just whip around it immediately, oh fuck you, and keep doing it, then it'll stir some drama. Yeah, so I need to yeah. That's the only thing. I just need to lay low for a little while and let it cool down a little bit, and then I can go back to being a bit cray. Just turning the heater up. I've got a heater down there. I won't bother with that, but yeah, it's a heater. I'm just turning the heater up. It's cool. Right now in Victor Harbour, it is 16 degrees, which is pretty warm. Yeah, but it can get extremely cold. So last night it was down to 8 degrees Celsius, which is I think about like 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, cold. Not cold enough to snow, but cold enough to make you want to turn the heater on. Yeah. Let's do a crowd check. How many we got out there? What's on a t-shirt? Yeah, cool. Question. Reach 5. Yeah. Someone strategically planted this in a clothes shop. And it only cost me $15, so it was good. So I picked that up. Yeah, it's like, hey, I recommend, wink, wink, you go to this clothes shop and try and buy some t-shirts from there. And I did. And it's like, yeah, so they strategically placed a t-shirt there so I could buy one for cheap. Yeah. Oh, well, yes, it is very aggressive. Yeah. Yeah, yes. Now, the question was, do I want to present an aggressive front? And the answer is yes. Because of the amount of, it's to counter storage. I'm actually like a pretty peaceful guy. But it's just like the amount of horseshit that I have to deal with in a single day. I just need to make it fucking super clear that I'm not taking shit. Because otherwise I just get rolled over. Just end up like in jail. Yeah. So I just need to make it clear to everyone. It's like, no, I'm not here to fuck around. You need to be like very, very, because I get people following me around. I get nerds doing things to annoy me, specifically making weird noises, and so I need to present like a pretty tough guy front to scare people off. Yeah, it has been. It has been effective. It has been effective. It's been taking time, but overall, yeah, it's been effective. Yeah, there are so many different factions. Like, I've had to fight so many different individual organizations. I'm just waiting for clearance from my legal team. Okay, they say green light. I can list who I've fought. I can't say how I fought them. Okay. The question was, who have I fought? When I say fight, I don't mean like literally fist fight, but I've had battles with ASIO, NSA, CIA, ASD, that's the Australian Signals Directorate, factions within organisations, so factions of the Australian military, factions of the US military. Never, ironically, never had a fight with China. Yeah. That's right, exactly. That's exactly, that's why China, it was like, oh, China's the enemy. The Chinese government were the first government in the world, the public, like, to come out and just straight up say, like, we're not going to try and kill you. The Australian government was the last government to say it. Yeah. Well, yeah, yes and no. Am I afraid they're going to kill me? Well, yes and no. I mean, they would have if they could have. But am I using space magic to stay alive? Definitely. Yeah. Is that cheating? I mean, no. Nah. Is it cheating for Michael Jordan to use his talent to win basketball games? I don't think so. Is it cheating for Meryl Streep to win an Academy Award by using her acting talent? No. Am I cheating by surviving by using space magic? Fuck off. No. That's the point of it. Like, I'm not going to have it not use it, The question was, how does my space magic help me survive? No, knowing if I'm under threat, basically. So I can tell if someone's on their way to hurt me or try and hurt me, then I can move out of the way very quickly. And I can tell someone's motivation. So if someone approaches me, I know why. I know what they're planning to do. I know why they're approaching me. So if someone's approaching me with the intention to try and hurt me or pick a fight or stab me or whatever, I can get out of the way. So it's more about avoiding. Yeah, it's just sort of being smart ahead of time. Time is the key word there, wink. I won't go into too much detail about that. But speaking of time, we've got about 5 minutes left. How many people do we have on the line? We have got 72 people. Just trying to find out where you're from. 25 are from the States. 22 are from Australia. 10 or 15 are from the UK. 10 are from Africa. Okay, cool. Yes, definitely. Yes, I am going to fight for black people. Yeah, you had a raw deal, haven't you? Fuck. Yes, racism is bad. I fucking hate Nazis. Yes, I am serious. I hate fucking white supremacists. Well, more will be revealed soon, but yeah, no, we're taking steps basically. When I say we, who do I refer to? Me and my team. I do have a team. I'm working quite closely with, obviously, my own government now. We just had to iron out the kinks there. Yeah, the Australian government had a lot of different factions. So I needed to weed out the good factions versus the bad factions. But yeah, working quite closely with ADF and the Australian Federal Police. Shout out. Okay, they said I can mention them. Cool. So I'm working quite closely with the Australian Federal Police and the Australian Defence Forces, the good parts of them. And also I have a relationship, and I've been told I'm allowed to say this. I have a working relationship with Mossad. Yeah. The question was, do Israelis like me? And the answer is yes. Yeah, because there is one definition of a Jew. There is from a certain point of view, a Jew is anyone who can hear God, and so that I tick that box. So that makes me like basically an honorary Jew. That's sort of how they look at me. So Nick Tapscott and Israel, good friends, best friends. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's fantastic news. Yes, that time they caught a break. Yeah. The question was like, am I going to prosecute Israeli war criminals? The answer is probably yeah. War crime is war crime. It's so messy over there. I can't personally get into all the nitty gritty, and so it comes down to this individual soldier was fired upon at this checkpoint by this guy, and I don't have time to sit in on every individual trial because there's so much happening. But basically, I will say that yes, it is fantastic news that Palestine are going to get their own state. They're going to get their independence. I think that's the solution that everyone needs, because they just need to manage themselves. Like, they've been getting screwed over, not just by Israel, but by unscrupulous actors who have infiltrated like their system of government. Like Hamas are horrifying. They're the worst people in the world. And so the poor Palestinians, they're just there, like, just trying to catch a break, Need to wrap it up soon. I'm hearing some noises. Yeah, they're just trying to catch a break, and they get fucked up. Like a government steps in, they turn out to just be terrorists. It triggers a war, and then terrifying. So for Palestine and Palestinians to catch a break is amazing news. Yeah, I can kind of see Israel's point of view, though. It's like, I don't think Israel have a serious problem with Palestine. They just don't want terrorists in charge, which is fair enough. Yeah. Well, hopefully now, a lot of these state level problems, like the strategic problems at the strategic state level, that have just kind of been gridlocked because people just go around in circles talking about it constantly. Hopefully, stuff like that is going to wrap up. Speaking of wrapping up, I'm going to be wrapping up in about 1 minute. Do I hate the fan? For those, yes, I do. I fucking do. I don't know. It's like a secret handshake. I like secret handshakes. But yeah, I mean, I understand the concept. I only use them when I need them. I don't want to have to fucking do a secret handshake every 20 seconds. Like, sometimes I just want to walk into a McDonald's and go, can I just have the cheeseburger and a Coke, without some guy going, so you want to get laid at a punk show? Like, no, I just want a fucking cheeseburger. Yeah. Yeah, so it drives me batshit nuts. Like, I wish we could just, like, talk. Like, so I use it when I need it. I understand its value. But it's like these cunts who use it all the time. So who are you trying to keep the secret on? Like, everyone knows who I am now. Everyone knows you know who I am. Everyone knows I know you know. So what's the secret? Why are you trying to, like, talk in code constantly? Like, everyone that uses the fan understands the fan, and so if you're trying to use the fan to keep a secret from someone else who uses the fan, it's redundant. It's like speaking English in like speaking Chinese in front of an English speaker to try and keep a secret from them. But if they also speak Chinese, what's the fucking point? So yeah, you've got these people that trying to keep secrets. It's like, oh, I'm going to speak in Chinese because this other Chinese speaker won't understand what I'm saying. It's like, don't, dude, dickhead. Like, everyone knows you're fucking fan. Like, it's redundant. Just talk. Yeah. Okay. 2.5 hours. It's been real. Wrap it up right there. Thanks everyone for joining. We have 78 people on the line. I'll see you again very soon. I won't say when. Keep you guessing. Find me on Patreon. Taps content. Ciao, ciao.